So after we've done the elevation survey over here, any questions on how we did that? Remember that the line must be perpendicular. So where these lines meet here, all of these must be perpendicular. I'm going to do, yes, Alex. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the measurement must be from the plan. So the measurement over here, this is the same 50. 50. You mean take it from the front view? But for this next piece that we're gonna do, when it comes to the elevation, use the plan view for the elevation. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna look at drawing this elevation over here. Pay attention to the example. So with the example, when we project across for our elevation, realize that the measurements of these lines, the heights of these, are coming from the front view. You see that? The heights of these lines here are coming from the front view. While for the elevation, so I decided to change this so that when we did the elevation, we would just use the width of the plan. It's a little easier that way so that you understand it. But for now, we're gonna draw our elevation over here at a 30-degree angle. Remember that CXC may ask you to do either or. So it's critical for you to understand how to do the elevations and also how to do the plan. You follow me with this 30-degree angle? Yeah. Alright, so please follow. Alright, so we're gonna draw side by side. With the 30-degree, you want to draw a 60-degree angle over here, and that 60-degree will allow you to use that line as a perpendicular. But of course we will check it. So you just draw 60, hey, and I'm projecting across. So this line is drawn long. What angle is this? So you could check it easily. When you draw that line and you project from the drawing at the particular angle, you just come here. See, it's a 90-degree. Now, the line that we have just drawn, I need you all to pay attention. This point that we have just made, we have projected up from this point here. See that? This point is now here. Now the second step we're going to do is we're going to draw this line. But I want you to realize that when we're drawing the elevation, there's some things that you're not going to measure. So we're not going to measure any widths here. Just follow. What angle am I supposed to use? Not 45, this is the 30. You realize that these two, the bottom of this line has been projected up, right? And the top has been projected up. So at the auxiliary angle, this line is now here. See that? So I'm just going to put in my second X. So we have these two X's in. So we have this line over here. Now we're going to draw this line. Do you think that I'm going to measure across here at 60, or am I going to project? So we project across. Now, you realize how stumpy that looks, right? That is because from the position we are looking at it, we're looking at it from the back down here. So we having that X there. Everybody's clear on that? Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the height now. Now, because we are projecting these points here, we have to take the heights from the front view. So we're actually going to measure now. Please follow. This point is here, right? What's the height of this line? Make sure it's at the correct angle, 20 going up. You understand that? Now this point here, X, is at this line. What's the length of this line? So we have in our 40 going up. Okay. So now the next thing we're going to do here is we have our 40, we have our 20. We need to get this middle point. So pay attention. Once again, we project. And you project long. Now, does this line here start at the bottom of this drawing, at the bottom of this view? Or does it start further up? This point here, X, it starts further up at the 20, right? Alright, so watch now. So we come across at the correct angle that we have. You realize that this perpendicular, right? So you use it. And then we pull this piece down, perpendicular again. You pause for a second, you will see the perpendicular line. And we have just done in that top piece, or that top side. So let's look at it. This line comes from here, right? You see it goes up. Now that line is connected to this top piece, which is here. Watch, watch. Comes down here, right? You realize it lines up. See this low piece? Over there is on the same X, right? You understand it? So the drawing is practically finished. I'm just going to finish the last piece. And we already have the back of it here. What's the height of this? 40 is correct. And our auxiliary view is finished. Sometimes CXC may ask you to put in hidden detail to show more detail. So make sure you change the layer. Alright, stop it there. We're going to do an auxiliary elevation of this cylinder. Now, when we take a look here at the CXC past papers, this is a question where they have asked for auxiliary elevation. Okay? Now, here's another one. They're asking here for an auxiliary elevation of XY. So you see the figure that is here? It's what is called a truncated cylinder. So it's a cylinder, but it has a cut on it, and it has a little cutout. What angle are they asking you for the auxiliary elevation? So we would project up, okay? Another auxiliary elevation of this figure here. Auxiliary elevation. You realize that this one is another truncated cylinder? So it's a cylinder and the top is cut off. Now I want you to realize when we do our elevations, try to use your plan view. You follow me? Now this one is asking for auxiliary plan projected from XY. So remember the difference between the plan and the elevation. The plan is only going to show you one flat piece, whereas the elevation is going to show you the whole figure, or from what you can see. The tip that I can give you here is simple. When it comes to doing the elevation, use the plan view. So I'm just going to go through this for the sake of the video quite quickly. Now, if they give you a cylinder, it is important for you to divide your cylinder. So type in divide and select the object to divide here, number of parts 12. You understand that so far? Now what I just did was I just projected lines, vertical lines, going through the plan. Give me an angle, 45 or 60 or 30. 45. So remember I said, try to use your plan view if you are doing your elevation. Alright, so the first thing is I'm not going to project up the figure first. I'm actually going to project up this line, or the plane that I'm using. So 45 by 45 is simple, because it's just two 45-degree lines. You understand that? From here, we are going to project up our center. Now we're going to transfer this circle right here. You understand? To transfer the circle, we're going to use this line, but we're going to use the divisions that I created just now. So let me change the layer and just add this line here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this measurement going upwards. Realize that that is 40. Now I'm going to show you where in the text you can find this. Remember that I sent this to you before. You see what's going on here? We got the front view, we got our plan view. Now, the only difference is that they are doing here an auxiliary plan. Remember I said for the auxiliary plan, you're projecting from the elevation. But the same principle that they're using is actually the same, where they have divided the circle into 12. We project this point across. Where did this point come from? Or this line come from? The end, right? You're good. And this one here comes from the other end. So our new circle up here, you see how thin that's going to look? Watch. come from here. Now where it hits, we want this measurement. So I can either copy the line and rotate it or just dimension. $20. I'm just drawing in the red lines. So over here should be 20. This one here should be 20 as well. So I'm just going to do the left side at the same time. Now if you're not finding the perpendicular line, do not draw. Make sure that you found that line first. So we have our 220s. We got 35 in here. Now it is important, realize I'm projecting the center. 35. And we project up this center here again. And we have our 35. And then our last one, the main one, was 40. So that 40 comes up here. You understand this? You sure? So now that we have the lines we're going to use for our curve, you just copy them, put them on the other side. Hidden? That's a good comment, because some will be hidden, but we will decide which will actually be hidden. I'm just speeding up the process by turning off that layer. I'm going to turn it back on now. And now it's time for us to draw our curve. Now, with this, it looks a little funny, but draw your curve, make sure that it is decent. So I'm just going to check back over to see if something is wrong. Do you see that something is wrong here? No, this one here was not perpendicular. You understand that? If you realize that it looks funny, something is wrong. So let me do over that last part. I'm using spline. So when we get to the end, C and enter to close it. You understand that? So what shape is this? No, an ellipse. You understand? So from this auxiliary view, what is going on here is that we're going to see the drawing as an ellipse. Now this is only the bottom side. We still have the top side to do. 90 millimeters, sorry. So we come up, make sure it's at the right angle, 90. And then we're gonna copy this. So my question to you is, what will we see and what will be hidden? This bottom one or this top one? The top one. So when you copy it, try to copy it with the center line. And then we trim. Hidden detail, and then we trim off this. So we have our hidden detail. Which of these will be hidden? Will there be any more hidden? Are we finished? Yeah, that is finished. Alright, so just to go over what we've just done, we just did an auxiliary elevation of this plan view here. Now, we can do several auxiliary elevations, several auxiliary views. By the end of it, it goes back to you on what you practice. Now, I'm going to stop the video here. Any questions?